select somebody who they feel has been important to them throughout their program and to be a guest speaker at graduation. Dr. Rogers Quill is one of those past guest speakers. This year, the students have voted for Nidal. He is one of our clinical educators at Arrowhead County Regional Medical Center. He is also a respiratory therapist.
Did you hear that, Simpson?
All right, nice!
Welcome, everybody. Bear with me, the speech is prepared, but it's going to be quick so we can get you out of here. So I hope you enjoy the speech, and we look forward there to more graduation ceremonies so that we can continue to improve the health of our society. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 35th commencement celebration of the class of respiratory care at Crafton Hills College. On behalf of my family and myself, I would like to thank my students and the department faculty for nominating me to speak at your graduation. 17 years after I sat here and graduated from this fine college. I would also like to thank Crafton Hills College and the Respiratory Care Department for providing not just a wonderful education to me, but a rewarding career for all the caregivers, present, future, and whose services our patients rely on. Could I have the students please stand? These students you see today are the future of the health of our society, and I am proud to say that they will excel wherever they choose to go. Please join me and give them a round of applause. You may be seated. I'd like to read a quote to you from Martin Luther King Jr. An individual has not started to live until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of humanity. I encourage today's graduates, their family, and friends to embrace this quote and practice it, whether we are with our loved ones, in our jobs, and especially during the holiday season. I am fortunate to have worked as a respiratory therapist for nearly 2 decades. I take a lot of pride in what I do. With due respect to all professions and everyone working to earn an honest living, our careers are special. We are taking care of people's lives and using our own 2 hands, and the knowledge we receive here in sensitive and often life-threatening settings. My advice for working hard while staying motivated consists of 3 simple principles. Stay humble, be committed, and have a heart. First, let's talk about being humble. The definition is given or said in a way that shows you do not think you are better than other people. You, the students, are a perfect example of what it means to be humble. You go from clinical rotation to clinical rotation and always do what the therapist tells you to do for the sake of good patient care. You do not think of yourselves as being better than your classmates because you know you are still learning every day. Teaching a patient to administer his or her inhaler doesn't make you better than the patient. To the contrary, your instructions reflect your desire to educate others with the knowledge you acquired so that the patient can breathe better at home. Just by choosing this career, you have chosen humility over self-importance. You have chosen a career that is not going to make you a millionaire, and yet helping another human being breathe on their own, the feeling of gratitude when you do so is priceless. Always stay humble and you will go far. Second, be committed. It is defined as the attitude of someone who works very hard to do or support something. I would like to set an example for all of you. And that example gets me into trouble with my wife and family all the time. I have never in 17 years of work left my supervisors and colleagues in a bind by not showing up to work when I promised to. I have never been late to any shift of any job in my life. I have committed myself to the profession for the sake of the patient. You have demonstrated same commitment for spending 18 months of your life to this profession to take care of these patients. I am very, very proud of you. So keep up the great work. Let's pass the state test and then join me in helping those that need it the most. Third, have a heart. Heart is defined as a chambered muscular organ and vertebrae that pumps blood received from the veins into arteries, thereby maintaining flow of blood through the entire circulatory system. Man, that went everybody's head. That went friends, what was going on? I'd like to define it in a different way. I would like to define a heart as a person esteemed or admired as lovable, loyal, and courageous. Each graduate among you has a wonderful heart. You never left the hospital after you took care of a dying patient and failed to think about whether that person would be alive when you returned the next shift. You always felt a loving, warm feeling when you went into a delivery and the patients had their first child that was very healthy, born healthy. These things brings to mind another quote I would like to share from the classic movie, The Wizard of Oz. A heart is not judged by how much you love, but how much you are loved by others. Trust me, from the experience of working with patients who are very sick, many of them, some of them strangers, will love you in the years to come because you will give them the gift of breathing, of life. The sky is the limit for you when you go from here. Stay humble, regardless of your background. Commit yourself to your profession and most of all, to your family. Show your compassion and open your heart for those who need it. The rewards that you will gain are priceless, and you will feel like the most powerful person in the world. So remember, the next time someone asks you, how are you doing? The answer is simple, and the one I repeat in the hospital every day. I'm doing great. The reason I'm doing great is because I'm fortunate enough to be giving the care. I'm not the one who's sitting or lying down in the bed receiving the care. That alone should make all of us grateful every day of our careers. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I wish each of you all the best. Good night.
Yay, Baba!